formidable. They were formidable in the playoffs last year, but without Al Horford last year in the playoffs. I said if they would have had Al Horford in the playoffs, they would have made a huge run to get. They would have beat the Pacers easily if they would have had Al Horford. But they're starting to find their groove and everything. I think they'll slow down a little bit, but I still think they'll be real formidable going into the playoffs. Because I just think they're a really, really solid basketball team. But I don't see them running off another 20-game-in-a-row record.
I really wish that the fans of the Hawks in that area would pay attention to this ball club. They do have a good ball club in Atlanta. And it's a shame that some of these fans don't realize that they got a good ball club when they don't see it. But I'm hoping that, they pay attention and come support this team because there's nothing like having a winning sports team in your town. And it sucks when you don't support them.
Oh, duh.
It is just terrible. Like, I know you can go with Jacksonville here.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay down there recently when the Braves was going to the World Series. That
even the Buccaneers.
Some of them players weren't even selling out then. It was a shame because this is a good team.
Well, the bad part about the Rays is even when they were winning, people didn't want to go.
Which is a shame.
People just don't. People down there don't care. And being from a person I lived down there for a little bit, they don't care about Tampa Bay because it's so far away from them. You have to drive all the way to the Big Titty, and I call it Big Titty because it looks like a titty.
The Trop.
Yeah, it looks like a titty. But you have to drive, and it's a drive to get there from Tampa. And I live right next to the bridge that went over. But it's a drive to get to St. Petersburg and to go watch a ball game. And people just don't want to do it. And people down there, the only time they wanted to go and do it was when the Yankees and the Red Sox came. And if they played an interleague game kind of like against St. Louis or something, those people would go. But nobody wants to back on. And the same with the Buccaneers down there as well. And the same with the Jaguars here. But the Jaguars have been gaining momentum back up now. The Buccaneers still haven't gained a lot of momentum because right after their Super Bowl, they just started losing again, and then nobody wanted to go.
Lost interest, yeah.
Yeah, nobody wanted to go. But when they were winning, that place was packed.
Right. And that's what I'm hoping for the Hawks, man. They have a good team here. And they're posed for a deep postseason run.
Oh, yeah.
During
the postseason, that place will be packed.
Right.
But during the regular season, you need to show your team some love during the regular season as well.
You do. They still got some couple things to show me. But for right now, they're doing it great. I got to give a lot of credit to Mike Budenholzer, their coach. I think the Magic hired the wrong Spurs assistant, but
we all think the Magic hired the wrong Spurs assistant. But that's the reason I said they kind of remind me of the Spurs.
This guy, hands down, right now, the coach of the year, and I know it's between him and Kerr. I'm going with Budenholzer because at least I expect Golden State to be decent.
And he's doing a lot more with a lot less.
Yeah.
Than Kerr is over there.
Yeah.
Because I always said it. Once Golden State stopped making shots, we'll find out what Kerr's really made of.
Yeah, I agree.
Where here they built it's a sort of a Spurs-esque team, if per se.
Right.
With the way that their guys they got a solid big man, and they got all the little pieces to go
nice
around.
Nice point guard.
Yep.
So I mean they're real solid.
It's a Spurs East clone.
And it's fun to watch, man. When I realized my game was a blowout last night, and I'm still supporting the Magic in their blowouts, I switched over to NBA TV and I switched over to NBA TV and I watched a little bit of the Pelicans and Hawks game, and I was seeing how they was going to handle it, but Anthony Davis is just too much.
He's a beast.
Too much. That boy is
a beast.
He is too much, and the Pelicans got to team themselves with their.
Luckily, he put a lot. Luckily, as soon as he put that weight on, he became a beast.
He is amazing. So, but yeah, I'm impressed with the Hawks, and we'll see what happens and go forward. As now me and Kevin make this transition to add a little bit more basketball in our talk here. All-Star a weekend is coming up rapidly.
It'll be the 1-year anniversary.
It will be. That's when me and Kevin do that. So we have to put up some old clips and everything like that, and where Kevin, when we first introduced Kevin, first had me about my Bronco losing last year to there. So it was a lot of fun. But yeah, it'll be a year anniversary coming up
pretty soon. Yeah.
Lost in Our Court podcast, last of the year, and it's going to go strong even more. So hence why I'm here in Jacksonville. I'm not in Boston anymore, so I'm here in Jacksonville, and we're getting the podcast.
That and other things. No snow.
You saw that, so.
Cheaper rent.
Cheaper. Goodness gracious, way cheaper. So
the drinks don't cost $37.50.
That's not told Kevin about that. Where I went out to Boston and I spent.
You said what?
Yeah, I said I spent I had to pay $30 for parking, $30 to get into the bar and club, and I had to pay $30 for 2 drinks, Blue Islands. And
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, a little bit. So
you spend $90 just to drink. I'm done with that.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of.
If I spend $30 to park my car, somebody better come back, get it for me, then take me home.
It was my friend's birthday. It was her birthday today, and
I'd be damned her birthday.
Like Kevin,
I am not spending that much on nobody's birthday.
Yeah, screw that. But that should do it. We had a wonderful year in football. It was just fantastic, and we'll be on top of that as far as the off season because, hey, still football, still active, right, Kevin?
Tomorrow, big day in college football. Big day in college football.
I'm sure me and Kevin be on there. We'll get John on. I got one of my buddies from work who is a Big Ten fan, Michigan fan, that want to come on. Also, I know who was it? Stone said he's a big college guy. He said whenever we do college.
He wants to come on. He's been looking into the recruiting thing too. So this weekend you may have a recruiting
podcast,
recruiting breakdown podcast.
So we'll be looking into that and going further into that. So
I'm just glad Florida's in the top 50 now.
There you go. We're still
after 3 commitments yesterday, and a couple of flips too.
Hoping, man. Florida, we're looking for to stay strong. But you know how college programs they go up and down. So we're just on the
and left and right.
There you go. Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check us out on Twitter. You can follow our podcast page. You can go to @BossNotCourt. You can find me at In the Mind of CP.
And you can find me at Kevin C 2415.
Awesome. Make sure you
don't ask me what the numbers stand for because I still don't know.
Nice. Well, we know 15 is for Tebow.
Yes, we know that part.
So
and 24 was my old number.
There you go, old number.
So I put them on there.
There you go. Let's Kevin.
So you can tell you how long ago it was when I created this stuff. I used Tebow's number at the end. Son of a bitch, that hurt.
Kevin hitting his knee here.
Yeah,
that's what you get for being tall, man.
That didn't feel good.
All right, make sure you check out the podcast. Go to In the Mind, cp.podomatic.com. We're also on many other websites as well. You can go to iTunes, TuneIn Radio, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spreaker. You got Windows, Zune, and many other sites as well they can check us out at. Also, to our local folks here in Jacksonville, make sure you go see Chris Parker at Custom Cuts. You just mentioned the podcast. Say, hey, you heard the Balls on Court podcast. You get a $10 haircut. It's on the corner of Lim Turner and Dunn Avenue. And you just mention Chris and just check us out there as well. You can also find the podcast page on Facebook. You can go to the Facebook search bar and just type in Balls Not Court Podcast. You'll see Kevin a picture with a gator. You'll see me.
I think.
Yeah, it should be him in there with a gator in the picture. And you'll see me just posting there with a hat or what I usually do. I don't know. I think I'm trying to be cool or something. But that should do it for us. We do want to thank you for listening. I know we're still going to be talking about football. We'll be making a transition to basketball as well. Goodie for me. Kevin's like, yay. So it should be fun. But that should do it for us. Thank you for listening. Download the podcast. Check us out. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, or whatever you need to. We do thank you for listening. Once again, have a wonderful night. This is Cortez Spall.
Bye.
Kevin Carter. That's Kevin Guys. Buy in. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Balls and Court Podcast.